Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett and thank you for spending some time with me today because in this video, we are talking about some interior design trends that I feel are overpriced and honestly just not a good value for the money. So I think you should avoid them. And the first trend we are talking about is the stone trend, specifically slabs of marble. I love marble. It's beautiful and I don't try to recommend it to my clients. Like if they bring it to me, I'll talk about it to them. But what I'm seeing is a lot of luxury designers and high-end homes. It's taking it to this next level where we're not doing countertops in stone and maybe a little accent detail here or there, the fireplace around. It's like, oh, there's a random wall there. Cover it with stone. Oh, that flooring, why would we use tile when we could use slabs of marble? I think we're taking it a little far. And the thing is, when I see this, it looks expensive to me, but I don't know that I can say it's like the luxury thing. And I think stone is luxurious, of course. Okay, like obviously if you have the money for stone, like it's a luxury home, great, because stone is very expensive. But is that the best thing that could be there? Is that the only option? Like, no, it isn't. And so when I see this and it's like a column will be wrapped in marble, or it'll be like we have book matched marble on this wall, it's not giving what you think it's giving. We have seen time and time again where it maybe has a reference point to the female anatomy, and I don't personally want that on my wall. Maybe you do, and that's fine. You have to be careful because this isn't always just the most high-end epic luxury thing. It's a big trend to have all of this everywhere and to have all of the accents and the details all in marble. Like it's a trend and you will get tired of it, but then you spend so much money on it, you won't be able to justify moving past it. Don't be that person that thinks just because it's expensive, it means you have to have it or it's a luxury, or if it's sending the right message. Like, honestly, it's not. I would rather see wallpaper. I'd rather see paint. Do a wood paneled wall detail. Like that's enough to fill that space in. I don't need to have all of this like insanely highly veined, contrasting and detailed marble, because sometimes it will distract from the overall design instead of enhance it. Use it in places we expect to see that material instead of just putting it absolutely everywhere. Now, when it comes to my opinion, another one I have and another thing I just think is like a little overpriced that people are going overboard with right now is designer branded rugs. I love a beautiful rug and I love a high quality rug, but when you are looking at designer stores, name brands we all know, who I'm not gonna name because I'm not trying to call them out and I'm trying to get a sponsorship, beside the point. They oftentimes will buy things from catalogs, or they will put them at a price point that just is a lot higher than you would see anywhere else because their brand is recognizable, and so you pay a premium for it. And especially with rugs, you see this because high-end rugs are synonymous with luxury. So luxury comes with a luxury price tag, but the reality is a lot of these store brands and home stores will double the cost of it because they can and they get away with it. The reality is, if you're looking for something high-end in your home, if you want a hand-knotted wool rug, okay, it doesn't have to be multiple thousands of dollars, like in the mid four-figure range. You can find something that's like half of the price of that. I love rug shopping on eBay and Etsy, not for used rugs, for brand new rugs, okay? This is where distributors list these products themselves a lot of the time, and you can find a really, really good deal on something that is brand new, just made. You can even have things made to order in custom sizes or in custom colors. You can have things changed or tweaked about them for a really good deal. Now, it's still a luxury product, so you still pay a luxury price tag, but it's nowhere near the like designer name brand store price tag that these companies put on it. Like it's kind of insane when you see a rug that's $5,000–6,000, but then you can get the same thing for less than half of that, maybe even a third of that. A lot of those manufacturers, you can just send them a message and they'll be like, yeah, we can make that in a 7.5 by 11 instead of an 8 by 10. Those are things that you want to do out there and see what's available to you. Take some of those photos of those rugs you really like and you see, and then reverse image search them. And you can also upload those photos into some sites like Etsy, like eBay, and then search for something that looks the same for a lot less money. You get the same look for less. That's what I'm all about. And trust me, I'm not making any money off of telling you to go to these places. I wish. I'm telling you because it's the right thing to do. It's what I encourage my clients to do all of the time, because it's just the most economical way to get the best quality things for the same price point. It's honestly laughable. And what a lot of companies do, and I don't mean to put anybody out there like this, but a lot of companies will hide the fact that a rug is made somewhere that it could be made cheaper, and will try and sell it to you like it's something else. So I think you have to be really savvy when it comes to buying these pieces, this like luxury stuff, because at the end of the day, it's usually like a middleman and pass through this person, that person. A lot is tacked onto it that you don't have to be paying for. Now, I know it can be difficult to decide on something like a rug. That's often a question my clients bring to me, and I'm always at your service. You could book a one-on-one design consultation with me where you can ask me any and all of your design and decorating questions, and you can get my take on them and what I would do in your space. We can have a virtual call. You can book one with me using the link in the description box down below, or by going to intro.co/GarrettLeChic. Another really expensive avenue to go about decorating your home that I think is overpriced, I think you should avoid, and is kind of a trend right now, is designer accessories. Now, as a designer, I obviously want people to support my business. And so if I had an accessory line, yeah, I would be trying to sell it to you. But you don't have to buy designer accessories that are overpriced. Blatantly, like what a lot of people do, same thing as stores. You get catalogs from manufacturers of accessories and decor, and then you can just put your own name on them and sell them for whatever price you want. Well, like, yeah, but also other people have them and they're selling them for a lot less. So you do not need to feel pressured into buying something that is suggested to you or recommended to you by some brand or company. Like we see online, we see influencers and people are like, I bought this lamp, and it's like a $1,200 lamp. Like, are you actually kidding me? Like, what? In what universe am I spending that much money on a lamp? And now, obviously, there is a time and a place for collectible items or things that have value, that are historic or something like that, you know, where you can justify the price point, but not everybody can. Most people cannot. I certainly don't recommend you do it necessarily unless you've got the budget for that, but it's just not something for everybody. But you often feel pressured into buying these like really high-end designer pieces for virtually no reason. I also think you have to be smart about the way you decorate your home, because I'm looking for pieces that are sentimental to me, that mean something to me, that make me happy or bring me joy. And maybe they have a name on them. Maybe it's a luxury name. Maybe it's high-end. Maybe it's not. I don't really care. I like the things that I like, and you should too. And that's the way you should furnish your home. But if you're going to spend a lot of money on something, really think about it and say, hey, if down the road I don't like this anymore, is it something that is just gonna go into a closet and sit there? Or is it something I'm gonna have to give away? Or is it something I can sell and get a little bit of that money back out of, especially if it's a higher end piece that you spend a lot on? And that's not often something you find with like designer light fixtures or whatever. Like if it's a used light fixture. It doesn't really matter what designer it was by. It's not a Tiffany glass light fixture, right? So those are not things that I'm excited about spending a lot of money on. Now, I can tell you, I work with clients that are in very different price points. I have some clients that, hey, we're just talking about simple changes. That's all they can do. And some of my clients are more wealthy and they're doing bigger projects and they could buy whatever they wanted to. But I will tell you that those wealthy clients are some of the most particular when it comes to the value they're getting out of what they're paying for. So they're not really interested in spending a ton of money on a light fixture because they don't see a reason to do that, or like hardware on cabinetry. Brass is really in right now. I'm not gonna advise you to spend hundreds of dollars on a single brass handle for something. Like, it's just not who I am. I'll say, this is a place I really like that the details are really good on. Look at them, get inspired by them, and then find alternatives that are at a better price point. Same thing goes for lighting and decor and accessories and all of that. I'm just going to buy things that I really like and that I think are a good value for money. Be smart about how you're buying accessories for your home, because it's so overpriced sometimes, it's not even funny, and that will immediately drain your budget. I'd rather see you put the budget into great flooring or a beautiful wallpaper, better cabinetry, or a nicer countertop material than I would see you spend it on accessories that in the long term don't really mean anything anyway. Now, if you like that sensibility and that reasoning, and you like somebody that is going to always encourage you to do something that makes sense in your home, please take a moment and join us. If you've made it this far, you've seen the value in the content, we would love to have you as a part of our GarrettLeChic family. So be sure you take a moment, hit that subscribe button. I would also greatly appreciate if everyone watching could help me defeat YouTube's algorithm by giving this video a like. Now, another big design trend that is so popular in 2025, and I think it really has more to do with modern design and details to add into that space, that I maybe just don't think makes that much sense, and I don't think you should really spend that sort of money on, is actually integrated LED lighting. Now, there's a time and a place for it that I love, okay? You know, this integrated LED lighting is essentially LED lighting strips that are inset into it's cabinetry, it might be, you know, crown molding details or paneling or something like that in your space. And the reason I don't think everybody needs it is just because, pure and simply, you have to do things in a logical way, and just saying more lighting, more lighting, more lighting. Yeah, I love lighting, but it needs to be in a place that makes sense. So some of the places that do make sense that I love and I would love to see everybody do in their home is to put that lighting in your kitchen. Use it for under cabinet lighting. Use it for above cabinet lighting where, you know, maybe your cabinetry doesn't extend to the ceiling. There's also a trend right now of putting it into toe kicks on cabinetry. That can give you a really high-end luxury feel in a kitchen. Great. But some of the places it doesn't make sense are just areas where it's like, we have an accent, we have a detail there, like we could add lighting, we may as well. This is an example photo you're looking at where there is a panel detail on a wall that I think is meant to hide the cabling behind this air conditioning unit. Why do we have LED lighting above it? Why are we drawing our eye to the air conditioning unit? Make that make sense. That's just something that was added there for the sake of it that doesn't really look good. Here's another photo of a TV unit where it has this integrated LED lighting in two strips that run from the ceiling down to the top of the media unit. Do they look like they're placed well to you? Because they don't to me. It just looks crazy with the TV there. Like, this stuff doesn't make sense if you're not doing it logically. A design detail that I love in this LED lighting is when we have drapery that has a hidden track system on it, and there's LED lighting integrated into that at the top of it. That looks stunning. That's beautiful. That's a great place to have this, but we don't need to have it built into every piece of furniture, under your bed, behind the headboard, behind nightstands, and then put it over here and there. Like, we don't need all of that. That looks just insane. It looks wild to me. So I don't want to see it in a way that's done illogically like you often see. Now, here's the thing about LED lighting that maybe a lot of people are not telling you, but you need to hear. This hasn't really been around for that long. Like, LED lights are not something new, but they haven't been around for 50 years, okay? But they'll advertise it like they have been. Like, oh, it's got a 50-year lifespan. How would you know? You haven't had it. That product hasn't existed for that long. We don't know. So when you have this built in, you have to make sure we can change it out if it does go bad. Like, you know, if you did backlit onyx stone on a fireplace or something, it's stunning. It's gorgeous. What happens when the LED lighting breaks? What happens when it goes bad? You having all of that ripped down to have the lighting changed? No. You're probably not. That's not something I would recommend anybody do. You have to be able to change out the lighting in case something goes wrong with it. Don't do this too much in your home if you are going for that really high-end modern look, because it could go wrong and just not look good at all. You also want to be sure you're consistent about the color and the style of this. There's so much here to think about, so definitely get some designer advice if you're going down this route, but be careful you're not integrating too much of this into your space. Another big thing that people love in 2025 that I think is honestly just not worth the money, is all about window treatments, and that's specifically store-bought drapery. Store-bought drapery looks like a good deal when you see it compared to custom or even semi-custom drapes. But when you really get into it and you start thinking about it, you're not getting what you think you're getting for the value. And that's where I have a problem with this, because I love gorgeous window treatments. I think they make any home look luxury and expensive and high-end. I love a great window treatment, especially drapery, like a pinch pleated drape. Oh, it has my heart. But when you are getting store-bought drapery, usually you're getting a shorter panel. It's one width of fabric. It's not two of them sewn together to make a double width. It's usually a single width. So you have to double up on the drapery anyway to get that full look. So what you thought it was, it's not two panels of drapery. Now it's 4 panels to get the right look. You just doubled the cost of it, and now it's a lot closer to those semi-custom drapes that you can get by shopping in my Amazon storefront, linked in the description box down below, that looks so much better and just high-end and luxury. But like you basically paid for it, okay? You basically paid for it, and now when those start to look bad, because they will, okay, you're gonna basically spend the same amount. Or if you want them to actually fit your home correctly and you have them hemmed to the length they need to be to fit appropriately, pretty much it's the same cost. It's just already going semi-custom. I don't think it makes sense, and I don't think it looks good. I think it's a bad value for money, and you should treat yourself a little bit to good drapery. And I have some clients who are like, I'm not gonna spend money on something luxury like that until I'm 100% sure and we've worked out the details, and they'll just order like the paper blinds from Amazon and put them up. Like store-bought drapes, when you really get into it, you get those drapes, you get the fabric and you look at it, it usually is like a polyester, is usually not that great. You don't have the design details like a pinched pleat or an oversized hem. You don't have all of those things that you might get on something semi-custom or even fully custom. But, you know, you low-key paid for it. Like, you paid a lot. There's a big premium there for a piece of fabric. Okay, a piece of fabric, like how much a yard could that possibly cost? Not that much, let me tell you that. But we could do something much better for a very similar price point. So I think you need to be savvy when you're doing window treatments, because at the end of the day, those drapes take up a lot of space on your wall. So I don't want to look at something that's big, oversized, floor to ceiling, that's drawing my eye to it, that doesn't look good. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video and hanging out with me for a bit. And if you did, be sure you check out this video right here, all about 10 finishes you should never use in your home because it will just ruin the design, and I don't want that for you. Be sure you check out that video, and I will see you over there.